if it wasn't for Gensler, we would have Goldman and Citibank and Millennium and, Bridgewater. We'd have big players from TradeFi very much engaged in this space. I'd be getting calls from bankers saying, oh, these guys want to buy you. Right now, there are no TradeFi buyers of crypto businesses. Maybe of custody because they'll put it into their skunk works for the future of tokenization. And that's solely because of fear of the Fed and the SEC. And so I think that could be, I think that's 2025. Quite frankly, I think we got to get through the election and we got to get a new head of the SEC. I just don't think Gensler's going to bend.
The forward-thinking CEO of the exciting and frequently surprising realm of Bitcoin and its growing ecosystem is explored by Galaxy Digital, a star in the cryptocurrency sector. Larry Fink's vocal support of Bitcoin caused a sea change in the cryptocurrency industry, making his perspective all the more relevant. With his leadership of BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world, Fink has shaken up the financial sector and brought in a new age of credibility and opportunity for digital currencies. Mike Novogratz, a legendary market prophet with unmatched knowledge and insight, sees Fink's bullish position as a watershed moment, a rallying cry to market observers and investors that the digital currency scene is changing in unprecedented ways. He presents this support as a major step forward, emphasizing its significance. Mike discusses the current state of the market and the stances of major stakeholders in this video, which are influencing the trajectory of cryptocurrency. He will briefly mention how the world's perspective on digital currencies has shifted due to prominent financial figures expressing interest in Bitcoin. Now that we're ready to go into the video, please subscribe, like, and comment while you watch. As Larry Fink made his television debut and delivered the optimistic Bitcoin narrative, I was much more certain that the ETF would materialize. I mentioned that our asset class has recently been credentialed by the world's largest asset manager. I was like, dude, we won. When I told him, the match has ended. Put down your phone and disable the screen. Thank goodness you aren't in charge of a 420-person company with a large cost base, numerous moving components, and employees' careers at stake. All you have is a massive cornfield, and in a year, it will be worth much more. In that case, you should cease referring to me in that way. Not only did he call me twice the next day, but he also laughed. But it is what I truly think. Things changed after that. It has been the most significant event in our field this entire year. Orange Pill, Larry deserves all the praise in the world. I have taken an oath of secrecy, but I do know who they are. In my opinion, it is genuine. Just an hour ago, I was having a conversation with another massive asset manager. He was calculating the potential outcomes of a global allocation in the absence of supply, and I was just listening to him. Seriously, I was on the verge of running out and buying 50,000 calls because of it. A parabolic move is conceivable in one circumstance. Typically, we should be taking a profit at this point on the chart. You got a better deal, added possibilities, and all that. At 42, 44, and 45, it ought to halt. However, trading is not done in that manner. As far as trading goes, it doesn't do anything. The MicroStrategy versus Bitcoin market has been fascinating to me, man. When compared to Bitcoin, MicroStrategy trades at a premium of around 21, 22. Someone is going to release an ETF, and we know it right now. A 20% premium to Bitcoin seems excessive for an ETF equivalent. Surely, one would think that spread will decrease upon the arrival of the ETF. In order to purchase Bitcoin at its premium price, Michael Saylor sold $700 million or $650 million worth of MicroStrategy stock last month. As a result, he's engaging in novel book trades. Even if he accomplished that, the spread remained unchanged, which is astounding. And the spread has remained unchanged despite him doing an additional $750 this month. What this means is that the equity markets have a lot of unmet demand for crypto products. What is Merit? Share price, $16. That is about 4 times the book, perhaps even higher than that. However, to put things in context, Galaxy trades twice. Since there is currently no other venue to play crypto, investors seek out Marathon, a stock on the U.S. equities market. Because, once again, a mining stock is a decent stand-in for Bitcoin-ish. There is a great deal of pent-up demand. Quite a bit. I enjoy Fred Thiel. Their assets are satisfactory. Their value is low. I'm also involved in the mining industry. The phenomenal performance of these stock markets baffles me. Over that reason, I'm extremely bullish on the market over the next 12 months. Mike continues by talking about the bigger investor mood when, according to Bloomberg's ETF experts, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is 90% certain to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF by January 10th. It is understood, however, that the debut of an ETF may take several weeks or months following approval. For the United States and Europe, Hashtag serves as head of product. Draman Metis agrees and predicts that a spot Bitcoin ETF will be available in Q 2024, with a spot Ether ETF following suit. Mike highlights the difficulties and truths of market dynamics, albeit these hopeful predictions. He points out that the Bitcoin futures premium on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange has reached a 2-year high, indicating a large demand for long positions. Nevertheless, there is apprehension around this demand due to the fact that big players may be pulling out of the present rise, as suggested by recent corrections and liquidations, which could herald a change in market behavior. I accompanied Dan Warhead to the Federal Reserve in 2014. Bill Dudley was, I believe, the Federal Reserve governor when Dan and I met with him. Among the men, he was ranked second. Possibly the governor was he. A number of staffers were there to discuss Bitcoin, and I think Lil Brainer was among them. Their comment has lingered with me. Bitcoin will never be a currency, they said. What captivates us about the blockchain, they said? We find these moving trains fascinating and they could be an asset in the future. Yet, fixed supply currencies have never been effective. You have too much volatility, and they are too easy to control and squeeze. They held that view. I believe they are correct. In my opinion, Bitcoin will never be able to purchase Pepsi-Cola. Listen, at first it was used for illegal purchases, but now nobody buys anything with Bitcoin. Despite all the hype about Lightning and other features, you won't be able to use Bitcoin for transactions because there isn't a suitable platform. It rises as well. Yes. Crypto today was on my mind. I used to be completely incorrect when I said that the periodic table included 114 elements. Among these, only gold has intrinsic worth. All the others are dependent on practical application. To me, Bitcoin was only ever going to be useful as a store of value. Ethereum and the rest of the cryptocurrencies need actual use. My mistake is that these cryptocurrencies all function as variations of Bitcoin. The new money and this exchange-traded fund are just buying time until any future utility can be developed. The truth, though, is that Celestia, like Solana, Ethereum, Doge, or any other cryptocurrency, is mostly valuable as a store of money right now. It's a group of individuals who have chosen to keep their funds in this system because they saw that as the price increased with more users, and because they have faith in the community and the infrastructure. My fears stem from a lack of familiarity with the other world, my suspicion that it has cheated me, or the fact that it isn't as awesome. Therefore, we are all now considered a store of worth. Eventually, I'm hoping, there will be some sort of practical use. Ticket purchases and money transfers will be possible through several applications. However, in terms of substantial practical benefits, Web3 has failed to impress thus far. I think they're on their way. Therefore, the majority of that is done with stablecoins aside from payments. So, in essence, we are a game for storytellers. As we construct the financial market and regulatory framework, we will move crypto from a game for storytellers to a game for plumbers, radically altering the current state of finance. But at this point, hasn't anything happened? Unless we're talking about stablecoins, then, on Tron, Tether is used to transfer funds across many different regions, including the Middle East, Africa, and many more. A shout out to the entirely coiny Justin Sun. The initial concept was that these decentralized systems needed to be quick and secure, so that's even more intriguing. Plus, Tron offers a decentralized alternative, doesn't it? The majority of the nodes are operated by Justin, but it's stylish and quick. People don't care about minor payments either. Your credibility is well established. Indeed, I agree. Reason being, it cannot be used as a medium of exchange. It's a method of transmission. Yeah. Therefore, I find it intriguing. The way we conceptualize these systems, they are all in fact communities. They serve as a means of preserving wealth that are highly valued by communities. Its most recent evidence suggests that, coinciding with the exchange's regulatory concerns with us authorities, Binance's Bitcoin balance dropped significantly in November, falling by over 23,000 Bitcoin or nearly 4, according to the reserves report. As of the start of November, the total Bitcoin balance of Binance's customers was 584,659 Bitcoin, as reported on the website. But at the beginning of December, the balance had dropped to 561,003 Bitcoin. As a result, it appears that a lot of money is leaving the site as it deals with the regulatory issues. There was a clear pattern among Binance customers at that time, according to a Crypto Slate Insight study. In contrast to the influx of capital from individual users, the platform saw large-scale Bitcoin holders withdraw their holdings. Binance experienced outflows above $2 billion between November 1st and December 1st, according to DeFi Llama's statistics dashboard, which lends credence to this finding. The platform's Bitcoin holdings fell as a result of a settlement exceeding $4 billion with us authorities over issues related to various financial law crimes. Furthermore, following his guilty plea to money laundering charges, Changpeng Zhao, the exchange's founder, resigned as CEO. The fate of Binance founder Changpeng Zhao has not been decided by the federal judge yet. Nevertheless, he will be sentenced in February after accepting a guilty plea to one count of violating the Bank Secrecy Act. On Wednesday, the plea was accepted by U.S. District Court for the Western District of Washington Federal Judge Richard Jones. This comes just over 2 weeks after Binance, the exchange that Zhao co-founded, and Zhao himself pled guilty to multiple violations related to the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange's inadequate anti-money laundering procedures. As part of his guilty plea, Zhao resigned as the exchange chief executive officer. The current sentencing date is February 23, 2024. Before that day, Zhao was freed on bond. However, prosecutors have requested that he remain in the U.S. until sentence. The lawyers for Binance founder Zhao have claimed that their client poses no flight risk and should be granted leave to visit his family in the United Arab Emirates until the end of February. Is Mike Novogratz's prediction on the impact of regulatory pressures on the Bitcoin ecosystem something you can get behind? Post a comment telling us what you think. In addition, make sure you subscribe, like, enable post alerts. Much obliged for your time. You guys are the lifeblood of Savvy Finance, and I want to give you a huge shout out. We truly appreciate all of your support. It has been invaluable to us. Get ready for a unique offer that's only available to you. Are you interested in getting in on the app? Here's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to share in the profits from our YouTube channel. An investment is more than that. It's a request that you join us in telling our narrative. Putting your money into the market makes you a part of the smart financial future, not merely an investor. Just a sincere invitation to begin this adventure side by side. No corny phrases whatsoever. But hold on a second. If you accept this mission, your goal will be to become an adept ambassador. Upload our videos to